Today was a staunch reminder why I am not dating women in the United States of America. If you live in the USA, I'm not interested. I'm just not. And today was a severe reminder why. I went to go cash my paycheck today. Not deposit it, actually go to the bank and actually count the money out. Okay? I don't know how many people still do that, but I know I do now because, well, I'll tell you why later. But in the bank, and I've been to this bank now 4 times to cash a check. In this bank, there's a young lady. She's probably in her late 20s, early 30s. No kids around her, no nothing. And the person behind the counter trying to help her out is another woman. And the way she treated the young lady behind the counter was insane. And she's a beautiful woman, 10 out of 10. Probably a 12 out of 10. You could tell she works out in the gym. She could be a model, either a regular one or the adult kind. Great eyes, nice hair, well put together. But the vocabulary was just insane. And I'm just watching. I'm not saying anything. And I'm sitting there, and the guy that's helping me out, he's like, "Do you mind? I need to get to the manager." I'm like, "Do what you gotta do, brother. I understand." So he goes, gets the manager. Manager starts helping out. She gets even more irate, more pissed. I don't know the situation, okay? I don't know the situation. But the way that problem solving it is being resolved or trying to be resolved was out of hand. I don't care if it was a big thing, small thing, whatever. Out of hand. So I'm exiting the bank. She's exiting the bank behind me. I open up the door and I open it to let her out first because I'm like, I'm not going to end up behind this chick. Okay? She's pissed. I open the door and I don't say anything. And she turns and she looks at me and she plainly in my face says, "Do I look like I need help opening a door?" I hope you don't expect anything for that. I'm like, wow. I didn't know what to do. She gets in a car. It's a BMW, a newer one, if not brand new one. Probably 95, 105, 110, $120,000 car. And she speeds out of the driveway. I get up, I walk. I walk 2 miles to Walmart. I didn't feel like grabbing an Uber. I don't have a car right now. I've kind of got my life down to like the bare minimum so I can rebuild properly and let all the material things go. I'll rebuild it as I deposit money into investments. So I'm not dumping money into stuff. So that's for another video. So I'm walking, which is healthy. I haven't had like a good walk in a while. So I walked 2 miles to Walmart. As I'm at Walmart, I'm sending money via what they call Walmart to Walmart RIA to my kid's mom. And I'm getting on the phone with her and I'm like, "Hey, I know you're sick. I know you got a cold." She's been real sick lately. I'm like, "But can you tell me, does your driver's license up in the state you live in?" Because we don't live in the same state. Does it have your middle name or does it just have your first and last name? Went through all that. Well, as I'm asking her, and the lady behind the counter is helping me out, this very interesting looking woman that's probably a little bit older than me, white woman, looks like it's been a while since she's had her nails done, her hair done. Not gonna, you can use your imagination. And I'm like talking about my kids and trying to get everything going. And she plainly says, if you can't afford to send money through the internet, then you need to get out of the way for some people who have real problems. I'm like, are you, and I literally, are you talking to me? She goes, yeah, you're holding up the line trying to get over whatever's going on with your bitch and her and your fucking kids. Get out of the way for people who have real problems. I'm like, I didn't know how to react. I'm like, do I whip out my phone and start recording? Probably not. I'm not that guy. None of the women that were in line, none of them even remotely wanted to speak up and say, hey, he's trying to help his kids. Hey, he's trying to take care of his kids. Give him a minute. It's not going to take very long. Nobody stood up. In fact, the women behind her were antagonizing her to say more to me. These are white women. Because you're probably imagining these are black women doing this. No, these are white women doing this. Middle age or above, ugly scowls on their face, nasty vibe, nasty attitude. And I'm just like, Keep bringing it. The more you give me that attitude, the more I'm proving that I'm right. That women that live in the United States of America are not the right women for me. You know, this is why, like in previous videos, I've mentioned Nigeria, New Zealand. I know a lot of you guys have told me that Australia is bad, but I've heard from other spots that Australia is great. That women in Australia love foreign men. Women in Switzerland, Ireland, Scotland. I know that a lot of you guys don't like your own women in those countries, but maybe there's a reason why American men have a better time with women outside the country and why American women have a better time with men outside of the country. Maybe we're just too corrupted by TikTok and other cultures. I think we're just fed up with TikTok culture. I think that's what it is. And lastly, the last two things were a combined thing. So I get in an Uber. When I'm all done doing my running around, walking around, doing all my running around I need to do today, I get in an Uber. And in the Uber, there is a gentleman. And he has a phone call pop up on his phone. And it's his wife. And the picture pops up. And it's a black woman. Gorgeous, beautiful black woman. Probably in her early 50s, if I had to take a guess. Hard to guess because I'm guessing because of his age, he's in his 60s. I'm going to guess that she's probably in her late 40s, early 50s because she looks really good. I might be mistaken. She might be 32, 33 because she looks that young, right? But it's just kind of a guess. And listening to the phone call between the two of them was so amazing. I'm like, why can't a conversation like that go like that? I've never experienced that. I was married for 15 freaking years, and I'm never had a conversation with my kid's mother like that, ever. It was so interesting. He's driving an Uber. He's retired. Uber's his side little thing. She's getting off of work. She's like, hey, I know I drove to work today. Would you mind picking me up? I told him I was going to leave the car in there. I've got a surprise for you. And I want us to go together in the same car. And he just goes, oh, you don't want to go home and get ready? She goes, nope, I don't need to do anything. I've got everything I need right now. All I need is you. Go shower, go put on something nice. I've got a surprise for us. And then the way she treated him, he's not a rich man. He doesn't have a lot of money. He has to work Uber just to kind of supplement his income, supplement his retirement. He has a decently nice car. It's not the most expensive thing. It's not the cheapest piece of crap. And the way she treated him was just phenomenal. But she had this really amazing accent too. So I asked him, I go, is that your wife? He goes, yeah, I've been married for 26 years to her. I'm like, oh, where's she from? She's from Jamaica originally. But she's lived in Africa and other countries, and I don't remember what she does for a living because I was just mesmerized. But basically, she went to university. She went 6 years to college. She makes really outstanding money. And they've been married 26 years. And then the backup to that was him, just the way he talked about her. He didn't meet her in the US. He actually met her on a trip when he was in Europe 5 years after he was divorced to his first wife. That's where he met her. Met her in France. And I'm just sitting there listening to the story. And he's like, you seem really interested in that story. Why? And I go, kind of gave him my background. He goes, yeah. He goes, he says he's seen a lot of his friends, both men and women, and relatives that are men and women, that have had more success finding long-term loving spouses in other countries. His sister married a man from Spain, and they've been married for 29 years. So it just goes to show you and prove to you that our American culture is going to get integrated with other outside cultures, and hopefully we come back to some kind of moderation of life, because the current trajectory we're on sucks. It just does.